All right, guys, what's up? We're back. It's day 2 here in Columbus. Well, I guess first full day, but we got here yesterday afternoon. We got a workout in, so that video will be up by now when you're watching this. But this is our first full day here. So it's a rainy one, which is a little bit of a, I mean, I guess not different because there's rain, but the temperature is definitely different than being in Florida. So it feels like we're back home in Canada here with being, 15 degrees Celsius or 60 degrees Fahrenheit and raining. So it's a little bit taste of home. But we're here at Powerhouse, or I think they call it the Pros Gym now, or whatever it's called. We're doing our morning cardio. So nothing too crazy cardio-wise right now. I mean, we're just trying to keep things moving, keep like a consistent, balance in terms of, food movement and blood movement and all that kind of stuff. So just 20 minutes this morning. Melissa's going to be doing a little more because she is still, you're 4 weeks this week? 4.5, 3, 4 weeks?
I thought you were going to say she's still fat.
She's 3.5 or 4 weeks out from the Hurricane Pro, so she's got a little more to do than me.
4.5 weeks.
Were you 5 this past weekend?
Yes.
Okay, so 4.5 weeks from the Hurricane Pro. So I'm just going to do 20 minutes this morning, and then we're going to get some, show you guys what we're doing in terms of our first day, adding back in some carbs today. So we pushed it pretty low the last 3 days, very low for me. I think I'd only been eating 150, 180 grams of carbs, which for me is like very, very, very low. And by the end of yesterday, I can tell you I was really feeling it. Like by the time we finished training and, walking up, to our Airbnb, like just walking up the stairs was like trying to climb Mount Everest for me. So, I'm definitely going to be happy to start getting a little bit of food in. And then we got arm training today. You won't be training that with me, but you'll figure out something else to train.
I don't train arms.
She doesn't really train arms. So, what else? We're going to get a couple of the meals, so I'll go over the game plan for today's food, show you guys all that. We'll get the workout. We're going to get a bit of the cardio this morning.
I'm getting my hair washed.
You can go with Melissa and watch her get her hair washed.
I want to go shopping.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll film that, but I messaged the guy on Facebook Marketplace. So when we were in Florida, I got the idea, this is weird, but I got the idea I really wanted to play Pokemon on Gameboy. So I tried to find one on Facebook Marketplace. I bought a Nintendo DS.
I don't know, it's a piece of shit though.
Well, I bought a DS, which I thought was one of the ones that I could go on and just download. Like I know the 3DSs had it, and I didn't realize there was a big technology jump in the two. So I have this Nintendo DS now with no Pokemon game, and you can't download. So I found someone that had an original Game Boy Color here with every single Pokemon game for a pretty good price. So I messaged them, so hopefully we can get that, and then I can rock some Pokemon here. It's just one of those things, like before shows, I find it's just a good thing, like especially nostalgia games like that. Like before Texas and Tampa, I was playing a lot of Diablo and just games that are a little like nostalgic and like not something you have to think a whole lot about, like it's not a game that's like super complicated or that's like stressing me out. It's something that I'm familiar with, and that's just like fun, a little bit of nostalgia. So Pokemon's one of those ones that brings me back to my childhood, and anyone that's played those original like Pokemon Gold or yellow or blue or red knows they're just like mindfulness, like, or is that mindlessness? You could just walk around and fucking do nothing for hours. So, something like that, just to kind of keep my head, off of the monotony of like, or not even the monotony, I guess, like the stress and, anxiety of the last couple days of a show, and, not worrying about the things that are out of my control and just enjoying something that's fun to me and, just de-stressing a little bit. So I find that's the thing that really works well for me. And if you're someone that finds you get a little bit anxious before a show, maybe find something like that. I find watching Netflix and TV shows and movies aren't quite enough stimulation for me, and I can get antsy and I want to look at my Instagram, look at my phone. So have something like that I can like keep my hands active and play something that's like I said, a little familiar to me is a good way to keep my stress levels down. So a little tangent there, but we're gonna get in here for cardio, kind of brave through this rain here at Powerhouse. Today's Wednesday, so we're going to start to have a lot of people coming in town for the show now. Yesterday, Tuesday, was still pretty early in the week, so you just get a couple maybe of the, pros that flew in a little earlier, guys, that isn't the majority of people that come that early. But starting Wednesday, Thursday, you'll start to really, really get a lot of people there. So I'm sure we might, run into some people here at Powerhouse, but yeah, 20 minutes of cardio, let's get at it. So we just finished my 20 there. I've been doing this EFX pre-core elliptical thing. You can adjust the stride length. So I find you can feel it a bit more like doing stairs, in your glutes and quads and stuff like that. Make the stride a little longer. I find it a little better than the stairs or the treadmill for me to get my heart rate up. I find with the stairs, it just my legs just get destroyed, and my heart rate, I can't even get that high. And then the stair or the treadmill, I can't even walk fast enough to get my heart rate that high. So I find that one's been a good kind of compromise, happy medium. So wherever I have that, I've been jumping on that. We're just gonna do some quick abs while we wait for Melissa to finish up. We're gonna get home and eat after that. Throughout the show, right into shows, I still keep drinking all my aminos, pre-workouts, anything like that. The only thing I'll cut supplement-wise will be anything that has like Yohimbine, or anything that I think might make me hold a little water, but as long as you're digesting, it's not causing any digestive distress. Stuff like EAAs or your whey protein or like pump products, stuff like that for pre-workouts, I keep them in all the way. I go by for me, I've completely switched over to the mindset of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And stuff like this I find doesn't hinder me in terms of my conditioning or my dryness whatsoever. You know, and in terms of my muscle recovery, I find it does make an impact. So I keep those things in right to the end, or right till the end of my training, which will be tomorrow. So I guess Friday I would cut it technically. But yeah, that kind of stuff I keep in right all the way. Back at our little Airbnb here. So we just finished up cardio. We're gonna get cooking now. So today's the first day we're starting to introduce not a crazy ton of carbs, but it is only Wednesday, so I don't compete till Saturday. So what we found works the best for me is instead of doing like a more aggressive like Thursday, Friday load, we'll kind of progressively build over a few days, give my body a chance to like really let things stick. We find if we go too heavy, it really just gets things rolling too fast. Like my metabolic rate just starts going, and I just honestly end up in the same hole or a bigger hole because things start spinning out of control. So what the plan we've found works is we do Wednesday with moderate carbs and some moderate fats. And the reason why we do a little fats in there is just to kind of help the carbs stick. So it slows the digestion a bit on things, you know, lets us kind of build a base with the carbs, and then we can slowly taper out the fats, introduce a little more carbs as we need. Thursday and Friday might not be needed. Maybe we'll need a little more fats. These are kind of the things you kind of decide as you go. There's not really like any set in stone. It's really how your body reacts to everything. So the plan for today is moderate carbs, moderate fats, and then we'll kind of adjust as we go for tomorrow. So our first meal today is like 200 grams egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 120 grams oats, 1 banana, and 30 grams isolate. So what I'll do is just like have the oats, we'll mix in the isolate and the banana into the oats, and then we'll have the eggs and egg whites separately. So we got the 2 whole eggs for the fats there, and then as we go in the day, then with every single meal I have today, we're having some kind of fats added to it. So my second meal, we're gonna have a tablespoon of olive oil. My third meal, same thing. Fourth meal, we have olive oil added with beef. Fifth meal, olive oil added, and then my last meal we have nuts, 30 grams of macadamia nuts, and whole eggs as well. So yeah, like I said, you know, moderate fats, moderate carbs, and like, you know, like I said there for the breakfast is 120 oats, and the banana. All my other meals are about 300, 350 grams cooked rice. So with Patrick, we measure everything raw. So it's 100 grams of rice, but that's raw measure. So it really depends how much water you add. But the reason why we do this is just to eliminate any cooking biases. So, you know, say one day you add a little bit more water, a little bit less water, or, you know, cook it a little longer, whatever, with your rice or your potato or anything like that. When you raw measure, it's just always going to be the same. So the outcome of what you cook will be different, but you're always cooking the same amount of rice. It's always 100 grams of raw rice, always the same amount of carbs. So you're eliminating any cooking biases. And With rice, I don't find this is as huge of a deal for most people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so with my exactly something with a lot of moisture content like that. So like with my clients, I generally don't make them weigh things raw measure except for potato. Potato, you know, especially if you're boiling versus baking versus like air frying, you know, you can turn 200 grams of potato into 100 or into 400, or you know, it could be such a drastic difference.
It's also the consistency that matters. Like, if you always know that you double your water for your rice, then it's consistent. Fine.
Yeah, exactly. So consistency is what matters. If you guys are gonna, you know, measure cooked or measure raw, it really doesn't matter. The thing is just, you know, if you're gonna do it one way or the other, just cook it the same every time. And if you're not, then that might be the time to switch to doing a raw measure. So, you know, if your potato one day you want to bake, or you want to air fry, you want to boil, you want to mash, whatever, that's great. But just make sure you're measuring raw, so that if it's 300 grams of potato, it's always 300 grams of potato. So just an easy way to eliminate those. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at for carbs today. I'll have to, maybe I'll throw a calculation over this or in the description or something below, so I can actually get an actual carb count. But you know,
MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, I'll MyFitnessPal or something, calculate it. I just follow the plan here. So I'm assuming we're doing about 90 to 100 grams of carbs a meal, 80 to 90 grams of carbs a meal with about 15 to 20 fats. That's not including what's in there from the meat. So just external source carbs and fats. So over the, you know, we're probably having 500 grams of carbs today, maybe 600, with about 100 grams of fat, maybe a little bit more. That's like such a rough guess. So if I am to calculate and I'm fucking way off, I apologize, but that's just off the top of my head. So, and then tomorrow, like I said, we'll kind of adjust, you know, based off what the look is, my weight is, and everything is based off, you know, tonight and tomorrow morning. And then we'll go from there. But Melissa is going to be cooking my first meal here. I will do it for the camera and act like I'm cooking, but I actually at this point haven't cooked any of my meals in a fucking long time. So
yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, no. He's very spoiled, because when we're at home and he's prepping, I don't cook anything.
No.
But when we travel,
she cooks something.
And he's in peak
You'll
week.
cook 4 out of my 6 for sure.
As long as I'm awake, I cook for him.
Yeah.
So since Tampa in August, because we've been traveling, staying at Christopher's, I've cooked everything. Like, it's never stopped. Well, I mean, even now, I'm awake so late now.
Yeah, well now, especially because we're sleeping in a studio here where the bed is in the bedroom, she's kind of like, we're up the same time. So it's not like I'm like cooking while she's sleeping. Like if I'm cooking, she's awake. So at that point, she just ends up cooking. So yesterday she cooked every single meal that I ate. And lucky me, it's probably going to be like that all week and probably right into the Olympia as well. So I'm generally someone that actually goes to bed fairly late, but as I've got farther into prep and my hunger levels have got a little higher, I find those meals get squished together a little closer, and I end up going to bed a little earlier, and then I end up on the same plan as Melissa. So, but yeah, so we're gonna get those oats are almost done here, the eggs are cooking, and then we'll go from there. So plan today, we're gonna eat 3 meals, I think, and then train after the 3rd. Generally we train after 2, but now that we're starting to introduce some more carbs today, we want to get a little bit of a base built before we train. So we'll probably get 3 in and then train. So we're going to do this, and then we'll show you guys my pre-workout meal when we get that, and then we'll get the workout. It's an arm day today, and then we'll go from there.
Use my code, not Iain's. Val.
We always bring, wherever we go, all our raw stuff with us. So we got the raw chocolate in here, which is definitely my favorite notes. My overall favorite flavor is definitely the cookies and cream, followed closely by the chocolate. But in oats, this chocolate is like almost unbeatable. So, but for shakes, or if you're making like protein ice cream or anything like that,
mixing the two is also
the cookies cream is really good. Yeah, she did.
I'm very extra.
She did last night. She did cookies and cream mixed with some dark chocolate cocoa powder and blended it up and did it as like an ice cream, and that was actually really good because it was kind of like Wendy's frosty kind of flavor. Like it tasted like chocolate, but like not quite like chocolate. It was really good. But yeah, in the oats, the chocolate's the way to go, especially if you're, you know, when we're carving up, we add a little banana in there.
And salt.
And a little bit of salt, so you have like a little salted chocolate. It's really good. What color suit we should wear? So we got CJ Elite made me, I got the, what's the monopoly is the word? The monopoly on this color suit. So we got a couple different like green teals. So these are pretty close. This one's a little more blue, this one's a little more green. We got like the emerald gem tone green, a couple different ones like that. And then I have my OG like really shiny blue in my bag as well somewhere. But I think I'm gonna go with one of these two, at least for prejudging. I think I might go with this one. And then maybe for the finals when we're under, you know, just when the different lights. Actually, I think we'll be on the same stage, right? So either way, I think we're gonna go with one of these to start and then maybe a green for the finals. And then maybe we'll swap it around, do the royal blue for the Olympia. But I really like this guy here. I think this is a good color, so we might rock that one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What colors do you guys like? What you think works for me? I think that's my least favorite. Still like it, but then I think this one's a little lighter. Yeah, I think this is my favorite here. So let me know what you guys think between these three. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Toss in the comments what number you guys think, 1, 2, or 3. To the show and there's, you know, maybe a little bit of film, you know, or you're trying to get a little tighter, a little drier, then these are things you could eliminate, like your ketchup or your protein powder with the artificial sweeteners. I think these things are more, especially the sweeteners, are more important if it's giving you any like bloating or digestive distress, which I get absolutely none of.
You also don't like overdo it.
No, and then the ketchup, this is like the no sugar added ketchup. So I only use this on this one meal. But like I said, I don't like to sound arrogant saying this. I don't think I can get much leaner, much drier than I am right now. So eliminating ketchup to potentially look 0.001% better and not enjoying my meal or like, you know, anything like that, just doesn't make sense in my mind. Like I said earlier, talking about the aminos, it's like, I go from the mindset, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and we're making exactly the progress we want to make with these things in. So there's no point taking them out. And this extends to everything, guys. Like whether you're talking about keeping your water in or your sodium in, you know, and so many people do so many like jump through hoops, like try and do magic tricks the last like couple of days to get 1% better, ended up looking 10% worse. You know, if you look really, really good at 5 days out, a week out, why would you jeopardize that by doing a bunch of like, you know, crazy sodium manipulation, cutting your water, doing tons of diuretics, all these things that have so many unknowns that can go potentially against you and make you look worse, when if you already look awesome, just chill with that. You know, you can do very, very minor adjustments, try and get a little bit of film out, but to, you know, try and jump through hoops to get, you know, 1% better. And I've done it. I mean, like Tampa 2019, was that 2019? No, Tampa 2020, where I lost to Hunter. You know, I looked great at a week out. You know, and we tried to do a little too much to look a little bit better, and I ended up looking 20% worse. I was way flatter. But it was a good learning experience to learn that, you know, I don't need these things. And now for me, like I said, less is more, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, you know, most of the shows now, I keep my water in right through the show. I'll drink 8 liters the day of the show. We might do a small reduction in sodium, and I'm talking like, but you know, if I'm having 10 grams of salt a day, we might reduce to like 5 or 6 grams, but like I'm never cutting it or, you know, doing anything. And even from a diuretic perspective, like we're talking like quarter to half dies at most over a 2-day show. I mean, you know, I'm doing absolute minimal, because if your body fat is low, these things don't burn body fat, you know, and if your body fat is low, there's not going to be a lot of, you know, places to hold water in there, you know, so there's no real reason to be doing insane amounts of diuretics or cutting water, stuff like this, if your body fat is really low. And, you know, I think a lot of people get in the mindset of like diuretics and dropping water is going to help them look leaner, which it's not going to. It's, you know, they're not fat burners, and you need to remember that. So if you're finding that you need to do crazy things like that, maybe next time just try being in better shape going into the show, and you could eliminate a lot of need for these things and things that can end up being unpredictable and potentially ruining your look. So, all right, guys, like I said earlier, we got me caught the Game Boy. So I found a guy, he had an original Game Boy Color. We got all the Pokemon. So I got yellow. What do we got here? Yellow, gold, silver, crystal, red, and blue. So we had then the yellows in there. So we got all the OG ones. So this will be a good time killer for here in Columbus and for before the Olympia. I'll get some mad Pokemon time in, so that'll be fun. All right, so we're at our pre-workout meal here. This is my third meal of the day. So my second meal was the exact same thing, 100 rice, 300 ground turkey. So I'm eating 99.1 turkey, so it's really lean. And then we got a tablespoon, like 10-15 grams of olive oil. I'm having a little asparagus with that. And then just like a cup of coffee and some water. It's not like in the program or anything, coffee. I know some guys getting closer will do that, help with digestion, keep water moving stuff. We're not at that point yet. That's just wake me up a little bit before we train. So yeah, get a little carbs, a little fat, a little protein in here. Then we're gonna go bang out some arms after this. And yeah, is that it?
You want it to be it?
I guess so. Yeah, so we're gonna go arms. I think we're gonna go find somewhere different to train today. Someone said, what was it called? Metro Fitness? Someone suggested Metro Fitness. It seems like to be like 20-25 minutes from here, so we might go check that out. Because today's Wednesday, it's probably gonna start getting pretty crazy at Powerhouse, right downtown near the venue. Like it's like 900 meters from the host hotel and the convention center. So Wednesday, Thursday is when really everyone starts to come in. So we're gonna get pretty crazy around there. And as much as I love seeing everyone and taking pictures and that, I also still have a job to do, and that's train to win an Arnold Classic. So that's gonna be the focus until after the show right now. So find a place that's a little more low key. We get our filming in, not worry about too much excitement right now. But yeah, we'll get this food in. We'll touch base with you at the gym. All right, guys, what's up? We're back. We're at Metro Fitness here. So we just want a little change of scenery from the Powerhouse. And like I said, it's Wednesday, so it's going to be starting to get a little busy in there. But it's always just nice to, when you're in a new city, check out some new gyms. And this place wasn't too far, and I'd heard some good things, so we wanted to come check it out. We're just doing arms today, so it's not like I need like the end-all be-all equipment. This place does look pretty solid though, so either way we'll be pretty set up. So we're gonna get into some arms. So it'll just be me today. Melissa's not really a big arm training person, so we're just gonna start with some cable stuff. We're not gonna do anything too crazy like close grips or heavy weighted dips or anything like that. Might do some body weight dips. But we're gonna start off with some cable stuff. We'll do all tris. So we're gonna do 4 tricep movements, 4 bicep movements, 2 sets of everything, no intensifiers. And then yeah, we'll go from there. See how things feel energy-wise, and we'll push things good, but not obliterate ourselves like I said yesterday. So let's get into it. All right, so we finished up. I just did like a single arm extension first, just get the elbows warmed up, get a little blood in there. Now we're just gonna move on and do some body weight dips. And when you notice I'll do anything here, I'm not super focused like I would be on doing super slow negatives like eccentric, because we're obviously trying to minimize, like I said yesterday, the inflammation and everything like that in the muscles. So doing super slow eccentric stuff like that is gonna cause a lot of tearing. That's not really our goal right now, being 2-3 days out from a show. My goal here is really just to squeeze everything, you know, get a good contraction, get blood in there, you know, get that food moving around as we start to incorporate more today. You know, and that's really where I'm going. Full range of motion, good squeeze on the concentric, and a controlled eccentric, controlled negative, but not like super duper slow so that we're causing a lot of, you know, micro tearing and a lot of, you know, damage to, you know, cause a lot of inflammation. So we want to minimize that to a relative extent. Obviously something like arms versus legs, you know, my arms are probably going to be fine and repaired in 2-3 days with the amount of food I eat, you know, and my sleep and all my recovery is very optimized. But, you know, obviously for maximal detail, we don't want really any inflammation at that point. So really focusing on the squeeze, full stretch, full squeeze, and that's kind of where we're going with it. All right, so we did the 1 arm extension, 2 sets there, like the 12 rep range. So we did dips, 2 sets with body weight to failure, really focusing on staying upright because we're not trying to hit the chest here, we're trying to hit the triceps. So obviously you're leaning more forward, you're gonna engage more pec, staying upright, keeping more bend in the elbow, you're gonna engage more triceps, so that's obviously the goal. Like I said, we're really focusing on squeezing everything. So again, at the top, I was really forcing, squeezing that contraction. Now we're just doing 2 sets here of overhead dumbbell extension. So I'm trying to just get everything, you know, you got 3 heads to tricep. We're just kind of trying, we have 4 movements. So we're trying to just get a variety of everything. So we'll do this, then we'll get a reverse grip of some sort. So we kind of get from all angles. So we got 1 more set here. I did like 8-9 reps for that first set. We'll drop the weight just a tiny bit and go for like 12 reps. And then we'll head on, do like a cable, like a single arm, one extension. And we'll do some biceps off that. All right, so that's it for triceps. So just to recap, we did the one arm neutral extension there with the cable, 2 sets, 2 sets of dips, 2 sets of overhead dumbbell extension, then 2 sets of the reverse grip here. Now we're gonna head on biceps. Same kind of thing, I'll start with a dumbbell or a cable movement of some sort. Then we'll get into a couple dumbbell movement stuff, so head over there. All right, so we just start with like a cambered bar, cable curl here to start, just 2 sets, kind of like the 10-12 range. So get the biceps a little warmed up. Now we're gonna just do like a alternating dumbbell curl. And then we'll do some kind of preacher and some kind of hammer just to hit everything from all, different forms and angles. So we'll get into the dumbbell curl now. Then we'll probably do the preacher and then save the strongest for last. We'll do the hammer variation, so we'll do that last. All right, so we finished up on the dumbbell curls there. Just 2 sets, just use the 30s. Get a little higher reps, it was like 12 to 15 in there. Those felt really good actually after doing the cable curl. So we're gonna move on to this Cybex Preacher. I love this one. The handles turn so you can get a really good squeeze at the top. So we're gonna get 2 sets here and then 2 sets with a hammer. Probably do a rope cable hammer, I'm not sure yet. Either rope cable or dumbbell, but one of the two. So 2 sets here and then go on to that and then we'll be all done. All right, so we just finished up on the Preacher there. And like you'll see, like I said, the handles move. So really to get a good contraction, you can really, get a full extension by letting the wrist turn, and then full contraction, really forcing that pinky, really forcing the pinky in. So it's a really good one, where some of them you're kind of stuck in that angle with your wrist, and you kind of have to like push your hands against it and kind of in an awkward motion to get a really good contraction. This one, this little old school Cybex will really let you crank and really turn into the contraction. So 2 sets there. I was doing like 12, 13 reps. And then just did a couple partials to make it 15, just like a nice even. So we're gonna move on to a hammer now. I think I've decided to do dumbbell hammer. So we'll go do 2 sets of dumbbell hammer, and then that'll be it. So that's arms, and kind of our like last like real workout. We'll train tomorrow, but it'll be more like a more of like an upper body circuit. I hate using the word circuit because we're not like going to do things in a circuit style, but like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 exercises, 2 exercises for chest, like a press and a fly, you know, like a pull down to row, you know, a lateral and the press for shoulders, that kind of stuff. No leg training, obviously, but, you know, a little bit of upper body circuit, like I said, tomorrow, just to kind of keep the food moving around and keep things, you know, normal, like they have been to, you know, moving nutrients around. So that'll be tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, we'll film that for you. But today, last real, I guess, arm training session. So just to recap, yeah, we did 4 tries, 4 buys, 2 sets of everything. So 8 total sets for tries, 8 total sets for buys. Kind of just work through things through a different couple angles, different pronations, supinations, whatever. So yeah, that's that for today. We'll go back, we'll get my post-workout meal for you, and then I'm gonna relax. We'll be back tomorrow. I think we're gonna start tanning tomorrow. We'll get that last workout. A bunch of cool stuff going on tomorrow. Melissa's just finishing up the workout now. I think she was doing some deadlifts and stuff, so we'll see where she's at, and we'll catch you in a bit. So we just finished training. We're back at the Airbnb now. So I'm having 30 grams of isolate, and then we're having 30 grams of rice cake, so that ends up being 27 grams of carbs, and I think I have 30 grams of jam. So that'd be another 15, 18, yeah, 18, 20 grams of carbs. So like 40, 50 grams of carbs post-workout with the 30 grams of protein. And then Melissa's just getting my post-workout meal ready there, which we'll show you guys in a minute. But that's gonna be beef and rice with a little added fats in it as well. So like I said earlier, we're just having the fats with the meals just to make them stick a little better, slow the digestion, make sure everything, you know, I'm not burning through things too quickly. That can tend to happen with me, especially the first day when we introduce carbs. So we'll get these rice cakes and jam, we'll get the meal in, and that'll be it for today. So we'll see how caramel rice cakes and jam is. That's usually pretty good, right?
That's delicious.